This is my husband's cap that I just picked. If you want to send me some money, Maureen is the one who actually gave me this nickname. Hey, the way my name is butchered, she decided that is her child's name. Tulikimbiza syllabus. I wanted to be on TV. I know it's not a very good thing to say. Well, obviously I didn't attain. I wanted to be anything and everything. You will be the one to take up after my father. And I want to be famous without my mom knowing. I have those memories. I got like an aha moment. Exactly what I'm doing now. What will people think? Everything is on the other side of fear. Sasa huwa nafanya. I'm a bit shy. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Lolo. So it is Saturday morning. It's a very beautiful morning, though a bit chilly, but the sun is coming out. And I am on my way to town. I am going to have my hair done. And I am driving, as you can see. So if you see me a bit distracted, just know that I'm trying to focus on being on the road. So I've had this hair for I think about a month or so, and it's time for it to go. It's time for me to change. I feel like it's really served its purpose. And as you can see, I'm even wearing a cap. This is my husband's cap that I just picked because I feel like it's not looking good at all. So I am going to make my hair and do a little pedi, and then I'll be on my way to the garden. I haven't been to the garden for 3 weeks, you guys. 3 weeks, what? So but I just decided, let me just go run these errands because I may not be able to get time, and I don't want to go into another week with this hair. But as the title of the video suggests, I figured while I'm on the way to the salon, I can do a get to know me video. I've realized, like, since I started YouTube, it's been about 2 months now, I haven't really done an introduction, like a proper introduction to my channel or to myself. And I know not everyone who's watching me knows me at a personal level, and so I thought it would be nice to just do a brief introduction as to who I am, why I decided to start my channel and all that. And so, yeah, and if you have any questions, feel free to put it down on the comments below. I'll be sure to answer. I'll answer to the, best of my ability, or to, like, I will try to be as honest as possible. Yeah, so I had done a bit of research as to what really maybe people might want to know about me, and I came up with a few questions. So like I said, guys, I'm on the road, and so I may be a bit distracted because safety first, you guys. As much as I'm doing this video, we have to focus on safety of myself and of other motorists on the road. So yeah, let's get into it. So feel free to ask any questions, like I said, and if you're new, please consider subscribing. I do mostly gardening content. I do a bit of lifestyle here and there. Once in a while I might decide to cook, and generally just life and homesteading. If that's your vibe, please consider subscribing and feel very welcome if you're new. And so let's get straight into it. So obviously the first thing I'm sure some of you might want to know is my name. And my name is pretty simple. My name is Lolo of Lolo's Homestead. But if you want to send me some money, you will not find Lolo, obviously. My number is on my bio, so you can try that, but I'm just kidding. So my government names are, or my name is Lauren. So Lolo is from Lauren. So anyone who has met me after high school most probably knows me as Lolo, because I acquired the name Lolo in high school. And I don't know if my friend remembers this. My friend is called Maureen. Maureen is the one who actually gave me this nickname. Maureen Sonko. I know she might watch this video, so but I don't know if she remembers this story. But one time, I think I was in Form 3. one time we were just seated together. She wasn't actually my desk mate, but we used to exchange seats because her desk mate at the time was friends with my desk mate and I was her friend, so we used to swap seats every so often. So during this time that we were seated together, I remember telling her how a lot of people don't say my name right, my name Laureen. So I get all sorts of variations from Laureen, Lorraine, Laureen, and because I am from the mountain, the way my name is butchered, I don't like it. But I used to tell her I wish I had a nickname, or I wish like from when I was young, people got used to calling me by my local name, like my tribe name, Wanjiro, which most likely would be shortened to Shiro, because I thought that would be easier instead of people mispronouncing my name. So I remember it's at that time that she coined the name Lolo, and she thought, maybe Lolo is easy. We can give you the name Lolo. And imagine from that time, that name just stuck. And yeah, so everyone who's met me like from high school, after high school, most likely will call me Lolo. But my actual name is Laureen. And the story behind my name is very funny, because my mom told me that this name, she had not heard about it until the day she went to give birth to me. And she had somebody else name their child Laureen. And she thought, wow, what an interesting name, because my name would have been Margaret. Maybe they'd be calling me Maggie. Yeah, my name would have been Margaret because I'm named after my grandma, who's called Margaret Wanjiro. So my mom had this name at the hospital when she went to give birth to me, and she decided that is her child's name, and that is how the name came about. And she didn't actually know how to write it or pronounce it. So I remember in my nursery school, when I enrolled to nursery school, up to a certain point in primary school, I used to write my name differently. But luckily, we had not picked my birth certificates, and I didn't have any major certificates at the time, so it wasn't hard to like change the spelling of my name. I remember when I was in class, I think around 5, is when my class teacher told me that my name should not be written like that. And from that day on, it changed. So initially, my mom used to write my name as Roline, Roline. Yeah, so and it changed to Laureen when my class teacher told me the spelling of my name is not the way we do it, but now the way I do it now, which is Loreen. But there are very many other variations of the same name, but mine is Laureen. Yeah, and so Laureen is passionate about gardening. I am a sports enthusiast. And I am a wife to one very handsome man, and I am a mommy to 2 amazing, handsome, lovely boys who are 2 under 3. They were 2 under 2 at some point. Tulikimbiza syllabus, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So yeah, that is basically who I am. I am also employed, and I am in the media space. And so that is just basically who Laureen is. And what else can I say? So the reason why I decided to start my YouTube channel. Wow. So me, I've always wanted to be like out there. But at the same time, I feel like I am not a very public person. Like I like to put my life private, if that makes sense. So I was really, really conflicted. And then for the longest time, I was this kind of person who, for lack of a better word, who is like a people pleaser, and who like really cares so much about what people will think or say. And so, as much as, yes, I wanted to be out there, so many things were holding me back. And then also, like I mentioned, I am in the media space. And the reason why I ended up in the media space is because I wanted to be on TV. So basically, first of all, me, I envy those people who, from a very young age, knew exactly what they wanted to be or do when they grew up. Because me, I didn't know anything. Today, you would ask me, and I would tell you, I want to be a doctor. Tomorrow, I want to be a teacher. The other day, a policeman, a pilot, everything, a lawyer. I wanted to be anything and everything. I just didn't have any like specific direction or anything that I was very passionate about that I wanted to be. And so I really envy those people who maybe from a young age knew exactly what they wanted to do, and that is exactly what they are doing now. Or maybe who were groomed to be like a certain thing or a certain way, and they ended up being that and enjoying it. But for me, in high school is when, now like in Form 3, I think, is when we started doing set books. I remember, I'm sure a lot of millennials, I don't know if they still do set books now, but we used to do set books. And in our school, during the lesson, we would take turns reading. And so whenever it was my turn to read, our English teacher, used to really compliment me, and even my classmates used to really compliment me and tell me that I read so well. And she told me, you know what, you can actually be a news presenter or a news anchor. And you know, I remember back then, and I know most of you will agree with me, I know it's not a very good thing to say, but there was a time when just being my complexion would really like give you an edge over other people in terms of like being on TV. And so my teacher was telling me, you see, you have the right complexion, you read very well, you can actually be on TV. Oh, and I was like, okay. I think now from that time, it started now getting into my head that, you know, I want to be on TV. And I stuck with it. And you know, when I finished high school, my mom really wanted me to go to like medical school. Well, obviously I didn't attain the grades to take me to medical school, but so her dad, my grandpa, was a doctor, and nobody in my family has really taken after him. And so my mom thought, you will be the one to take up after my father. And I actually did apply to go to KMTC and study to be a clinical officer. And I was actually accepted. And then I remember, but that is not really what I wanted to do, honestly. Me, it was already in my head that I want to be on TV. I want to go and read news, and I want to be famous. So I remember one time, my friend, who's also my neighbor back home, her name is Anne. Anne, if you're watching this, hi. So Anne was in TUK, then it was Kenya Poly. And one time I had gone to visit her, and she was with this friend of hers, and we started, by then I had not gone to college yet, I was just right after high school. I remember we were just talking about like, you know, how my mom wants me to go to KMTC and be a clinical officer, and that is not what I want. Me, I just want to be on TV. So the friend, a guy, was friends with Xavier. I don't know if you guys know Xavier. He rested, I think, I don't know if it's this or last year. God rest his soul. He told me I have a friend, Xavier, who acts on Tahidi High, and I think he can really give you a good piece of advice and, you know, tell you which schools are good for media. And I remember we met him, and I don't know if he was at multimedia or he just knew of multimedia, but he is the one who recommended me to multimedia. And I went to the school and I applied without my mom knowing. And once I got the letter, I don't even know where I got the application money from, because I remember I think we paid either 1,000 or 1,500 for application. And then once I was accepted at the school is when now I went and told my mom, hey, I found a school and I want to go and do media. I want to go and study mass communication because I want to be on TV. And weirdly, my mom did not even argue. She didn't refuse. She just went on with it, and she said, if that is what you want to do, that's okay. And so I went to school to study media. And then when I was in school, I realized there is actually more to media than just being on TV. and I was actually more drawn to what happens behind the screens as opposed to what happens on screen. And so that is actually how my my dreams of being, I think, on TV died at that point, and I actually did enjoy being behind the camera more than what I would have done being on camera, because at the same time I'm a bit shy. So I think at that point the dreams of being popular or being on TV were kind of shelved, but I had never really stopped wanting to be on TV. I'm getting a call, so I'm gonna pause for a bit and then I'll get back to this. So yeah, like I was saying, that is how my dreams for being on TV kind of got shelved. But deep down, I have always actually wanted to be on the screen, maybe acting or something like that. Then when YouTube came, I was like, I would actually want to be on YouTube, but I had never really, thought about what I can do on YouTube, because I'm not really, because I see, at the time, especially when YouTube was really popular, a lot of people were doing like lifestyle content, a lot of traveling, and I wasn't doing any of that, and so I wouldn't have known what I would want to do even if I went to the like YouTube space. So that was not even like anywhere in my plans at all. I knew I would have wanted to do like content, but Aki, you guys will forgive me because I'm thinking even my framing is just off, but you'll understand I'm on the road and I'm actually holding my camera because I don't have a place to put it. So yeah, then fast forward, I just want to make this a bit shorter because I'm almost getting to the salon. So fast forward to now when I got married and I had my 2 kids, and prior to actually starting my YouTube channel, we were still gardening. My husband and I were going to our garden like almost every weekend. And then, because at some point we do want to build our home, so I just remember we had agreed that when we start building, we will try to document as much as possible so that we can look back and see like where we've come from, just have those memories, and even show like our kids when they are older. And I told him I can actually open a YouTube channel then, to just because I know a lot of people love building content. We included actually. So, but then I remember one time when we were just in the garden, I got like an aha moment, and I told him, you know what? I think I know what I'm going to do on YouTube. And he asked me what, and I told him exactly what I'm doing now is what I want to start doing on YouTube before we can, get to the point where now we are building. And I told him, I think this is because I had been watching also. I really enjoy a lot of gardening content, and I had been consuming a lot of gardening content. And I told him, hey, I think this is what I'm just going to be documenting whatever it is that we are doing. Yeah, and he told me, yeah, that's a good idea. You can go on with it. And then by the time now we are getting to building, maybe the channel will have already been established. Just a minute, you guys. I'm at a roundabout and I really need to focus. So yeah, that is somehow how the channel was born. But then remember, deep down, like I said, I am somehow a private person, and I was trying to figure out how the dynamics of this YouTube channel would work, and will people be receptive? What will people think? And I was just so in my head about everything. I just realized that, you know, there is no one time in life where like the circumstances are perfect, like everything is just perfect and you say now this is the right time to start a YouTube channel or to start something that you want to do. So and then I also remember one of my friends who's also a colleague. Her name is S. She has a YouTube channel. So you guys, please, you can go and check her channel. Her channel is Miss Wit on YouTube. She has, I know, she has really been of like immense help in like my YouTube journey, and she really encourages me. And she told me, you know what, everything that we want in life, everything is on the other side of fear. And no matter what you do, no matter, you know, there is like no perfect time for anything. And no matter what you do, people will always criticize, people will always find fault. And something else that she mentioned that really, you know, I was like, I think that's true, is that a lot of the time you will find, because she's been on YouTube I think for quite a while, I think for about 5 years, she told me, you know, a lot of the people who will support you are not people who are close to you or who know you personally. Reason being, most of the people who know you at a personal level don't know this side of you, and they might not relate to this side of you because they know you a different way. And so some might wonder, ai, sasa huyu anafanya, so like unadu, you know, because hawajakuzoea hivyo. So she told me a lot of the people, no, I'm not saying that your people will not support you at all, but I'm just saying majority of the people who will support you, who will watch your content, who will relate more to you are people who don't know you at a personal level. You get? So do not really be so worried about, you know, what will people think, people will judge you, or people will see you in a certain way, or people will criticize. That should be the least of your worries. If this is something that you want to do, if this is something that you enjoy doing, just do it for you, not for anybody else, for you. And I'm going to pause there. Then I'll get back shortly. So I just got to where I am parking my car. And so what I was saying is, so a lot of the people who will support you are people who don't know you at a personal level. And that's because majority of the people that know you don't know you this way, don't know this side of you. And so they might not even relate to you. Not to say that they will not support you, because sometimes, you know, your people are your people, they just have to support you. But I'm just saying, a lot of the people who will engage with your content, who will relate with your content, who will support you more, like will be the people that don't know you personally. So she told me, just if this is something that you're passionate about, if this is something that you're happy doing, just do it. Not because you're worried about what people will think, or you're worried about what people will say. That should be the least of your worries. Just do you, and the right people will find you. People relate more with authentic content. So don't try to be anybody, just show your authentic self, and the right people will find you. So that could also have been like part of the reason why it took me a while to you know, other than figuring out what exactly I would do on YouTube, just the fear of, you know, what will people think and what will people say. But at the end of the day, regardless of what you do or what you say, people will still talk. People will still find a reason to talk. But I also wanted to start a YouTube channel when I am already in that space mentally of, you know, having like prepared myself mentally, because I know not everybody will like what I do, not everybody will like me. But I also need to just be at a point where I already have prepared myself mentally, and just say, like, have a thick skin of, you know, regardless of, you know, what people say. I know some people will criticize me, some people will not relate with my content, but it is okay. because not everybody will like me or will like my content, but it is okay. Just be in a mental space where you can already look beyond that. And because I'm doing this for me, if somewhere along the way I inspire one or two people, I'll be happy. But I am doing this because it is something that I enjoy, it is something that I like, and it is something that I just find joy in. I told you when I started, I have two small boys who are now 3 and below. So one is 10 months now, and the other one is 2 years and 8 months. It can be very overwhelming when you're a full-time employee and you're a mom of 2 small kids, you're a wife. I have a business on the side, and now I'm trying to garden. It can be so much. But then I found that every time I went to my garden, I would come back feeling so good, so recharged, and I would really enjoy my time at the garden. And I was like, yeah, this is something that I can actually document and actually put a lot more intention on, because I am enjoying to do it. I am enjoying every bit of it. And I think, just looking back, I think I was meant for this life, because I remember even in high school, I did agriculture, and we did a project of planting carrots, although it was a bit of a fail. My carrots didn't sprout as much as I would have expected, but yeah, obviously I did pass. Yeah, and then I have always said, if I ever have my own place, like my own garden, I will definitely garden. And so yeah, this is how I think my channel came about, because I enjoy gardening, and yeah, I hope to inspire 1 or 2 people while at it. And I think that is just basically who I am. So because I've gotten to where I am, let me go get my hair done. This might be a video on its own. And so I just want to sign out from here. So thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. So thank you so much for listening. If you have any question that you would like to ask me, or you would like me to clarify, please feel free to comment down below. I will be happy to respond. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Like this video, you can share with the people around you, and let's grow this channel. Yeah, so thank you so much to everyone for listening to this very point. I really appreciate. Thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. Thank you so much for always liking my videos. Thank you so much for commenting, and thank you so much for being here. I really value you, and I really appreciate you. So until the next one, it's bye bye for now.
I've gotta stay strong. People say I'm dreaming too loud, that maybe I should slow it down, but I can't just sit and wait around. I won't stop till I found. So here I am, still standing, still trying when the night feels long and the road's unwinding. All this time I was holding on, and I didn't know how much I'd grown. Here I am, still chasing and fighting when the world feels cold, but my heart's still lighting. All this time I was holding on, and I didn't know how much I'd grown. I'm walking this road through the shadows, trying to hold on to my flame.